Let's run the fucking ball. Why didn't you just take a fucking knee?
Says up on Pornhub. Sorry for your weird masturbation session.
What's going on, everybody? How's it going out there in football land? Welcome to the second episode of the Sideline Study Podcast. And what the fuck kind of graphics are these? Whatever, it's fine. I don't care. I like them, actually. Looks like a play I ran in college, or in high school once. I used to be a coach.
I figured fast enough a bit and put the football field behind you guys.
It's fine. It's fine. So, how's everybody doing? Yeah, I'm sure you do, horny goat. You I can see how this podcast is going to go tonight. So, that being said, tonight we have with us Sarah. She is now joining our team. Coop is kind of taking a back seat, so Sarah is joining us. She's a very knowledgeable young lady. I think, personally, she knows general managers for some reason. I don't know why she pays attention to them fucking goons, but whatever. Sarah, how's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
You already asked me that earlier. No, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. And then we also have Bobbit. How's it going, Bobbit?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm also joined by DJ Skinny Penis because we'll be talking about his challenges. So,
Why?
Yes, put in his 2 cents.
Why? And we have a special guest with us today. Basement. How's it going, man?
I'm slowly dying of dysentery on the Oregon Trail.
Well, that's great. That just makes me feel confident in my abilities to talk about football tonight.
I know absolutely nothing about football.
Me neither.
So train me, coach.
I will do what I can. So, we're going to start off with a little news. I'm sorry I have been busy. I had to work this weekend. I had to take care of soldiers and their families, so I have not had time to actually look up news and notes. There really hasn't been anything important. Sarah said she has some news. I'm not sure what there is out there. Once she gets through all that stuff, we'll talk about the ACC, we'll do College Corner, and then we'll talk about the AFC West and the NFC West. And then we'll probably call her a night. And I'm not going to do predictions for the preseason. I'm just going to we'll talk about what I'm looking for in preseason, what I expect out of preseason, what anybody should expect out of preseason. And if there's anything that anybody would like to rant about, I'm open for that.
I want to rant about something.
Go ahead. Can you wait? Go ahead.
Fucking put your camera in the right place on your Skype.
Shut up, asshole!
Fix yourself. All right, I'm sorry for interrupting. I will never speak again.
You're fine.
Fine as fuck.
I just wanted to be not on camera.
Well, you're up in the top right, fucking hand talking.
Yeah, I know. Now I gotta have Heather fix it because I forgot to shut up my camera. Fuck.
Great job, motherfucker.
So anyway, I'm just gonna let
you dingleberry.
Sarah, I'm gonna let you go, and Heather is going to fix my camera. You go ahead and talk about the news out there, and I'll chime in when I can. Go ahead.
Okay. So the news is that the Colts claimed Dante Foreman off of waivers for the Texans yesterday. And Andrew Luck is being very precautionary in preseason due to a calf strain. But he should be ready to go by week 1 of the regular season. They're just not going to, play him too much in the preseason, which I think is a smart idea anyways.
Okay.
I'd rather see Jacoby Brissett get his reps and see, if anything happens to Luck, right. At least somebody, can come in and back up.
So you're telling me, and and I have this issue with Andrew Luck. He's hurt again.
Yeah, he's got a calf strain going on right now.
You waste, and this is my problem. I think Andrew Luck he's a good quarterback. I'm not taking that away from him. My issue is he's always fucking hurt. Constantly fucking hurt. And oh my God, I don't know if I want to fucking play because I'm making so much money. Do you ever see Aaron Rodgers miss a game? Look at the beginning of the game, the first game of the year last year. He had possibly a torn knee and played the entire fucking game. Yeah, he came out for a couple of plays. My issue isn't that Andrew Luck is a terrible quarterback. My issue is that all of these fucking NFL players are pussies. Every single fucking one of them, except for a few. And that drives me up the fucking wall. And I understand that they want to protect their investment. This is why I have an issue with the Colts. And I've always had an issue with the Colts. Whoever they bring in. And Frank Reich, I think he's a great offensive coordinator. I think he's a great offensive mind. Come on. It's preseason, I understand. But you expect him to come in and not be rusty? That's my issue with these players today. A lot of the players today. Not just Andrew Luck. Go ahead.
Andrew Luck, kind of
but
like
he's actually ramping up his rehab this week, so he's actually doing better.
Okay, well, I'm just saying he's hurt again.
He has been, but he's been throwing in practices and stuff, so it's not like he hasn't been throwing.
His hamstring has nothing to do with his arm. That's what's just so weird to me. It's practice. You can do stuff during practice, but we're gonna protect him. Why? I don't understand it. It's just me. Because I come from a small school, I played hurt all the time. Yeah, I blew my knee out, but I played hurt because I had no choice. There was only 22 guys on my team. I get it, they have 53, but these guys are getting paid millions. If they can't play through an injury, why the fuck are they there? Pay this guy the minimum then. That's my issue. Sorry. Go ahead, sir.
And then the Packers actually got Kevin Ford off of the waivers for the Colts. And then, you were saying about...
Yeah, go ahead, sir. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
And then they waived Jason Spriggs today, the Packers did.
Good, because he was a waste of fucking space.
And then the injury news with the Cowboys with that Robert Quinn.
Well, Robert Quinn is a waste of fucking time, too.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I know so far for sports related out of the NFL right now. There's not been too much news.
Right. I mean, as far as the Packers go, they did their family night this past weekend. I actually didn't even watch it. What the fuck were we doing? We were actually watching Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yes. You were not home.
Yeah, we were. We were there. Well, we weren't home, but we could have watched it. I just didn't. Green Bay has 9 running backs on their roster, and they're really only going to use 2. So why do they have 9 running backs on their roster? I know they picked up that what's his name in free agency. They picked him up from the Jaguars last year. I seen it today, and I can't think of his name. But anyway,
Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, Colin Kaepernick. Fuck on. Basement chimes in with the Colin Kaepernick shit. I can't remember. It's Ford?
It's not Carlos Hyde, is it?
No, Ford. It's not Ford. You just said his name.
Montez Ford.
Yes, Montez Ford. Shut the fuck.
Yes, the street profits went from wrestling to football.
Tony!
JP, why would you want a player to play injured? With the amount of money invested in these guys? Come on. Come on.
Okay, that's my issue with it, though. They're playing with a little bit of a hamstring injury? Come on.
Hamstring injuries are, like, destructive to your actual game.
I beg to differ, but it's fine.
They differ to beg.
Then again, I hate the fucking Colts.
Oh,
so. And
Derrick Henry's got a calf strain too, by the way. That's the other thing I was thinking of.
Derrick Henry, he's running back from the Titans, right?
Yep. But I think he's back in practice as of yesterday. So,
I mean, I can understand. Again, again, like I said, how bad of a hamstring injury is it? I mean, do they even know, or is it just because he's feeling a little tightness in his hamstring? That's the issue that I have. Because if it's just a little tightness, okay, keep him out of practice for a couple of days, but to limit him completely, don't do that.
But I feel like if you pulled your hamstring in the past, even like any discomfort there can equate to another fucking pulled hamstring, and now boom, you're out for fucking a month. That shit takes forever to heal, and sometimes it just never heals properly.
I have pulled a hamstring before. I know it takes a while to recover. I get it. I'm not debating the fact that he's injured, but you're paying these guys. This guy's isn't he one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL?
He makes $24 million a year.
He could play hurt.
And then AJ Green's out 6 to 8 weeks.
Well, AJ Green's another one of them fucking guys. He's a pussy. He's a prima donna. He's a prima donna wide receiver.
Cincinnati isn't going to be crap for this year. I'm sorry.
We'll get into Cincinnati when we talk about the NFC North and the AFC North. But go ahead, Mason.
The real Cody said Keith Ford.
Yeah, he was signed today. That's what Sarah said. No, they signed him in free agency before the season started, or it was during the free agency. I can't think of his name. He played for
Montez.
No, it's not Montez Ford. But is there anything else out there? Any? I know the Dolphins coach, the offensive line coach from last week, he got released. He'd only been with the team for like 3 months, and then they released him.
Oh yeah, that and our old offensive line coach is their coach now for their offensive line.
Well, I mean, how good's your offensive line going to be now? Shit. Fucking lost an assistant coach. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but we got our replacement, so we'll be fine.
Yeah, well, I hope the Colts go 0-16.
Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. I hate the Colts. Colts can fuck off. There's a reason for that, too. Not because of you. But anyway.
Let's get into college. I'm ready for college football, actually.
College football? You want to talk some college football? All right, we can talk some college football. All right, so the ACC this year, Bobbitt's country. We can talk about that. And I've said this before. If you don't watch college football, you should. And I'll tell you why. Because a lot of the kids that play in college football, you see in the NFL, and you see this guy. Why did they draft this guy? Why didn't they draft this guy? That is what I watch college football for. And I just love college football in general. But you sit there and I guarantee it, Baker Mayfield might be a great quarterback in college. I don't see him translating to the NFL. Just based off of the way that he plays quarterback. He's nothing. Russell Wilson, I'm going to tell you right now, is an anomaly. I hope I'm wrong about Baker Mayfield. I really do. I don't want any player to fail. From what I have seen and his attitude, it just doesn't translate to the NFL.
I think Kyler Murray's another one too.
He's another. He's a little bit of a jibber jabber too. He's one of those guys. He was under Baker Mayfield the year before. Now, is he a great talent? I'm sure he is, but we'll see. I just don't see. Who did the Giants take? They took that kid from Duke, I think.
Yeah. Daniel Jones.
Why would you draft that kid? Just I don't know.
Well, he went to their school of quarterbacks.
I could give a shit if they went to fucking quarterback university.
Dwayne Haskins should have been their pick.
Dwayne Haskins he's the guy that I think is going to be the man that comes out of that draft. I said it about fucking Patrick Mahomes. I said it about who was the other quarterback taken in the first round last year? The kid from the Jets.
Sam Darnold.
Yes, I think he is the franchise quarterback. Baker Mayfield is not a franchise quarterback. He is a system quarterback.
Darnold and that Mahomes are probably the best out of that class.
The only issue I have with Patrick Mahomes, and we'll talk about that when we talk about the AFC, is that Patrick Mahomes tries to be fancy. He tries that no-look pass shit. If you watch that game, in the AFC Championship game, he was the reason why they lost. Why? Because he was trying to do too much. That's why they lost. Wasn't because they didn't have it. So I said it. I said Patrick Mahomes was going to be really good. He was going to have a breakout year. But I guarantee it, when crunch time happens, he's not going to be able to get the job done. And I was right.
Right. Tom Brady's the best.
He's the best. Well, I would say he's the best. That's debatable. Yes, he is one of the best. But here's the difference. Tom Brady, and I've said this before, Tom Brady is a system quarterback. You take him and put him in the Packers system, I don't think he could. Well, last year I don't think he could do it. But you have to be mobile. Tom Brady's not mobile. You take Aaron Rodgers and put him in New England system, it translates. Why? Because Aaron Rodgers can make all the throws. He can make all the decisions. Not saying Tom Brady can't, but he can't get outside the pocket. That's the difference between Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers can't drink a beer.
It's because Aaron Rodgers don't drink.
He sucks dicks. That's what he does.
Tom Brady don't drink. I'd like to see a drinking contest between them two. But that's just me. And that, look, I'm not shitting on Tom Brady. I think he's one of the better quarterbacks. But it is debatable. Who's better, Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers? If I had to choose, I'd take Aaron Rodgers over Tom Brady. He just translates.
Well, he's younger.
He's younger, and he can play within any system you throw him in. Tom Brady, you can't. Back to the ACC. I'm gonna let Bobby go first because he this college corner thing is his spiel. Bobbitt, why don't you talk about the ACC and we'll follow your lead.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start off the ACC with, of course, the number one ranked team right now, Clemson. Clemson, I think, is going to stay the way they are now. I think they'll probably win the national championship again this year.
They'll be in
because I haven't seen anything in that team that. Do what?
I was agreeing with you. I said they'll be in contention for sure.
Yeah.
I love their quarterback. Best player in college football. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah. I think Tech will be all right. They'll probably have like an average year for them.
Okay.
Pittsburgh, hit and miss. Let's see. North Carolina, hit and miss. Ultimately, I think the ACC is going to be Clemson again. Ultimately, because there's nobody in the ACC that could compete with them, or even come close to them.
So when it comes to the ACC, when it comes to who's going to be in the championship game,
well, the ACC championship game or the national championship?
ACC championship game.
Honestly, I see Clemson, possibly Maryland.
Maryland's in the Big Ten, Bobby.
Oh, God.
Hashtag
sorry.
Fuck me, right?
Yeah.
You're fine. You're fine.
Well, like, they're in the same area as ACC with.
They used to be in the ACC, but then they moved to the Big Ten.
Okay.
I think.
Honestly, I think it could honestly be NC State.
They're in the same conference or same division. Can't do that. So here's the teams in their divisions. It's Clemson, Syracuse, North Carolina State, Boston College, Wake Forest, Florida State, Louisville. They're in the Atlantic. In the Coastal, it's Pitt, Georgia Tech, Miami, Virginia Tech, Virginia, Duke, and North Carolina.
Don't be surprised if Miami isn't in that.
Yeah, they're saying that they're going to have a good year, but I'm going to say this. It's Clemson. You can't not put Clemson in there. They have the best quarterback in college football. In fact, I think they have the best offense in college football. Mm-hmm. Alabama, I think they're ranked number 2 to start the year. They're going to have the best defense. They usually do. But Pitt won the Coastal last year, but don't be surprised if Miami took a big hit last year. They lost to Wisconsin in a game that they probably should have won. So I don't know how good they're going to be. I know how good Wisconsin's going to be. Wisconsin's going to be decent again. Georgia Tech is another one of those teams that can surprise you. They finished second. Virginia's up and coming. They have a good group of young kids. A lot of people dark horse for me is Virginia Tech, though. Virginia Tech has they were young last year, too. But I'm going to go with Clemson and Georgia Tech, just because Georgia Tech and the style of football that they play, you can't ever count them out. That triple option offense. But ultimately, Clemson's going to end up winning the ACC this year. They just know that. I mean, Florida State, they're going to take a couple of years to build back up, but yeah. Sarah?
Well, yeah, for me, Tech's defensive coordinator Bud Foster is leaving after this year, so I'm curious to see what they're going to do without him.
I have Clemson and Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I'm still going to go with Georgia Tech, but Virginia Tech is my dark horse. But
But I have ultimately Clemson winning the national, winning that.
Clemson's going to be. Now, I'm not saying Clemson's going to go undefeated. They could lose a game here and a game there, because they lost a lot last year. Let's keep that in mind. They lost a lot on defense. Yes, they replenished, but replenishing doesn't always bring championships. So.
Yeah, they lost Dexter Lawrence. They lost Christian Wilkins. Mm-hmm. They lost, those are big guys, to replace,
Yep. Agreed. I see Clemson winning, though, and ultimately.
I still think they have one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
No, he's not one of. He is the best quarterback in college football. This guy could play in the NFL today. That's how good this kid is. Him
and Tua are probably the best two quarterbacks.
Tua is another one of those. I don't see him translating to the NFL. I don't.
Trevor Lawrence for sure will. He's got the skills.
Who?
Trevor Lawrence. I think he's got the skills.
He is a first round. He is the number one. They said it. They said it this year. If he would have come out last year, he would have been the number one pick.
Oh, easily.
Because he just translates to the NFL. Size, he's 6'5", 215. Can run.
He's a big guy.
He's mobile and has got a cannon for an arm. And he's accurate. He's got it all. So, yes, Horny Goat, the Big Ten is a porn star's name. It's not, but whatever.
I still think Big Ten is one of the most underrated conferences in the country, but that's just.
I'm in Big Ten country, and I know you're from Big Ten country, and there's a reason why the Big Ten is underrated, and it's justifiable, is because Ohio State and Michigan hog all the fucking talent. Name another school out there. name another school out there in the Big Ten that can compete. Maybe Penn State every once in a while. Wisconsin is, but their team is Clemson. Clemson's in the ACC. Wisconsin gets walk-ons, and they know how to fucking coach their guys up. That's why Wisconsin coaching staff, should be rated when it comes to college football. And it was a few years ago. Like, they lost everybody. They lost everybody because they know how to coach.
Paul Chryst is a good coach. He doesn't get a lot of credit he deserves. He's a very good coach.
You don't live up here. People are criticizing him because he goes with experience. And it was on Twitter the other day, and they said, well, usually when Paul Chryst makes a decision on a quarterback, it's usually the right one, so why are you judging? And it was a beat writer for Wisconsin. He writes columns for the Wisconsin State Journal up here, which is the big newspaper in the state. But Basement, who do you think's winning the ACC? Montez Ford and who?
All I know is Montez Ford. All I know is Paul Chryst has got 2 first names. Fuck that guy.
No, it's Paul Chryst. It's not
Chryst.
Yeah.
Christ?
Chryst.
You mean Christ?
Yeah, kind of. It's CHRYST though.
Yeah, it's just Christ with another letter. It's the hood version of Christ.
True. But no, he actually grew up not far from me. He played in the same well, he's older than me. He went to school with my uncle. My uncle and him were in the same conference for football. What's that?
Nothing.
Smart ass. So, but other than that, anything else with college football there, Bobbit?
No. Which conference did you want to do next week, JP?
Well, let me see.
We could do the SEC.
No, I don't know. Fuck the SEC. Let's go with the Big East. No, is that even a conference?
I can do that.
No, the American Conference. We'll go with the American Conference.
That'll work too.
That's fine. I'll have to do some more research on that.
It's either that. You guys. No, my question is: do you guys want to do just the Big 5 conferences, or do you want to just do? You want to do them all? Because there's like 18 conferences.
We could just do the Big 5.
Okay,
I think the Big 5.
All right, so you guys decide. Big 12, Big 10.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, which one?
I think the Big 12, let's do Big 12. We'll do Big 12 next week.
Okay. That conference is going to be an interesting conference this next year. I like that pick.
Yeah, with Jalen Hurts now at Oklahoma.
Yeah. I agree.
And Hellinger with Texas. That should be a good conference, actually.
Texas is supposed to be good this year.
You can't count out Texas Tech, and you never can count out TCU either.
No, you can't. But I'm going to. It's going to be Oklahoma or Texas this year.
Yeah, pretty much.
West Virginia is usually pretty good, but I see it's going to be Texas or Oklahoma this year. That being said, are we ready to talk about the AFC West and the NFC West?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
So, last year, the AFC West was won by the Kansas City Chiefs. But didn't they tie with the Chargers in their tiebreaker, or did the Chargers lose that by a game?
I thought it was a tie, but I could be wrong.
Well, the Chiefs ended up winning with the tiebreaker because they had home field throughout the playoffs. So I can't remember, but I think they might have tied in wins and losses. That being said, there is Denver. They did well and they did okay in the draft.
I like their pickup with Bryce Callahan from Chicago.
You know, I have no idea who that is. Sorry.
The corner from Chicago, Bryce
Yeah, I
Callahan.
don't either.
Bryce Callahan? What is?
Yeah, he went.
What was he?
He went to Denver.
Was he Nagy's fucking fluffer? I don't ever fucking
not-
remember this guy.
I'm not sure.
I don't ever remember this guy playing ever. Sorry, I just don't name doesn't ring a bell to me. The Raiders have made some moves. I don't know how good they're gonna be. They think they could surprise some people.
And see, Raiders is one of those teams that's hit and miss. They can have a good year or a complete shit year. It just all depends.
Well, I like, and a lot of people are like, oh God, John Gruden, he's going to ruin that team. I like what he's doing. He's getting his people in there, and he's a developer as well. I love John Gruden as a coach. He's a genius. People, for some reason, just don't like the guy, and I don't understand why.
I like John Gruden.
I think it's because they had to give up a lot of fucking draft picks for him, which who cares? You got one of the best coaches ever. He's up there. He's top 5 for me as far as coaches go. He's a fucking offensive genius. He's a Super Bowl winning head coach. He's a quarterback's fucking guru. What's not to like about the guy? If anybody can turn Derek Carr around, it's fucking John Gruden. He just has to get his people in there to fucking develop, get this team where they want to go. Yeah, they were good a couple of years ago, but was Del Rio really the answer? He's never really ever panned out where he's been. He loses his players. He's not like Mike McCarthy. I still think Green Bay did him wrong, but that's just me. I think the Raiders are going to surprise some people. It's a toss-up. It's still going to be either the Chiefs or the Chargers. Don't be surprised if the Chargers do win the division, win the NFC North this year. But I'm still going to go with the Chiefs just because they have Patrick Mahomes. And I thought this would be his breakout year. I think he was too good too quick. And Heather and I were actually talking to a couple people that are from Kansas City, that are Kansas City Chiefs fans, and he agreed completely with me. I'm not saying I don't like Patrick Mahomes before people start shitting on me, but I think he was just a little bit. I think it was more or less the teams in the AFC are just not that good. I think I'll be straight up honest with you. I don't think they would have beat the Colts. Why? Because of the fucking defense that they run. I love what the Colts do on defense.
Yeah, I like that Darius Leonard kid. He's awesome.
I understand. We know. God, do we know, Sarah? But
yeah,
anyway.
but I like the other players that they have on the defense.
Well, you're a Colts fan. You should like their other players. But anyway, what say you about the AFC West, Sarah?
I think it's down to the Chargers and the Chiefs. But I think the Raiders could surprise people. They got some pretty good pickups in Trent Brown.
They did some stuff in free agency.
They got Trent Brown. They got LaMarcus Joyner. They got Antonio Brown. They got Tyrell Williams. That's a pretty good, solid pickups right there. That'll help. And they got some defensive help in the draft that they needed too, because they needed defensive help. Their defense was garbage for the Raiders.
And that's most of the reason why they weren't very good. It wasn't their offense. It was their defense was just rancid.
Yeah, and their offensive line could have used somebody younger too. So
True.
But I think I'm gonna go with the Chargers winning the division this year.
You think so? You think they're gonna? I like the Chargers defense. Chargers have really good defense too.
Yeah, I love Desmond King. That kid is he's a great nickel corner.
I love their Derwin James safety.
Yeah, he's
very
good.
good safety.
I like
Big.
Bosa,
He's
Ingram.
He's a hitter. I think the Chargers, if they would have shown what they were able to do throughout the year, I didn't see them beating the Patriots, but they probably would have better. It wouldn't have looked as bad as they did.
No, but they played terrible in that game. That was bad.
They did. That was just an all-around bad game.
It was horrible. Like, they couldn't get nothing together.
No, on either side of the ball. Bobbit, what say you?
Motherfuckers.
Oh my god.
I gotta talk about this. My team, the Chargers, gonna go undefeated.
Yeah.
They gonna win the Super Bowl because bitch ass Mahomes ain't nothing against my Chargers, motherfuckers. Yeah, real talk.
Okay, can you bring Bobbit out and give me some real insight, please? No, for real.
Yo, bitch, come
God
over here.
damn it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hey, he comes and goes as he pleases. Okay, I can't control this dude. I'm gonna disagree with him. I'm gonna go Chiefs, but DJ Skinny Penis wants Chargers.
And everybody sits here and says that Bobbit doesn't have a fucking split personality. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he's got a split personality tonight. That's for sure.
Tonight? It's an everyday fucking occurrence.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And let's ask our special guest, host Basement.
What are you asking me? I don't fucking know. Montez Ford.
Everything's Montez
He could
Ford.
he could be our comedy person if he wants. He could be the Basement can.
I mean, what actually was the question? Because I have no idea.
The AFC West. Who do you have?
Oh, a team will win. That's for sure. That is for goddamn sure. What are my options?
All right. Well, at least we got that out of you. A team.
What are my options? I don't know.
There's the Raiders, the Oakland Raiders, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Los Angeles Chargers, or the Denver Broncos.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go with the Broncos. I just like their logo.
Oh my god.
You motherfucker.
Well, I'm not going with the Viking Raiders.
But you can't because that's a different fucking. Well, you could.
And I'm definitely not going with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh no.
That's funny.
Who'd you go with, Bob? Casey? And then Basement?
And JoJo.
I'm just going to put down Montez Ford for the fuck of it.
No. Well, I'm going to win.
Make sure you put some Chargers for Skinny Penis, or else don't give up.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
Christ. Say it right.
Alright, so that being said, let's move on to the NFC West. And in the NFC West last year, we had the Los Angeles Rams, who lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl in one of the lowest scoring Super Bowls in Super Bowl history. In fact, what was it not the lowest scoring Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was. 16-3 was 16-3 was the final, or 13-3 was the final, I think. I don't remember. It was a boring game, but I love that kind of football. I don't care what anybody says. I don't like that fucking 51-48 shit that we got when the fucking Rams and the Chiefs played last year. That was stupid. It just made football look like defense might as well never show up on the field. It's like Madden 20. Or Madden. We might as well just play Madden instead of watching the fucking Rams and the Chiefs.
I agree with that statement, 100%.
It was fucking bad.
I hate when defense leaves a game, regardless of what the sport is.
It's fucking retarded. It pissed me off. And neither defense showed up at all. It was horrible. Like I think they scored 80 points in the final 3 minutes of the game. It was ridiculous.
I I think they have the best player in the NFL right now, and Aaron Donald, the Rams.
Best defensive player. Anyway.
Yep.
But that's also debatable because a lot of people will tell you Khalil Mack is better. But again, like I said, like me and Sarah were talking before the show even started. They play two different positions. They don't play the same position. One's an outside linebacker or a pass rush, outside rusher. One's an interior lineman. You can't really, it's apples to oranges. You can't really compare the two players. It all comes down to a vote. And I think the vote, honestly, I think it's stupid. I think player of the year is just nothing more than a fucking popularity contest that makes no sense. I would much rather be on the first team than be the best player in any sport. I'd rather be a first team All-American or first team All-Pro at my position than being a player of the year. Yeah, you're going to, get all the accolades and shit, but I just don't even care. Oh, never. We got to get fucking Heather. She's been in and out. What about you? What do you think for AFC West? I'm sorry.
Broncos.
Fuck the Broncos.
Oh,
come on.
Broncos.
It's the Chargers.
Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, or Broncos. Shut the fuck up. Or Broncos.
Chiefs have the best. They have the best ability in that.
The Chargers aren't far behind. That's the issue. That's the thing. It's going to be one of those divisions because they both had the same record last year, but
I think the Chiefs have the better quarterback in Mahomes right now.
that's debatable. Best young quarterback, maybe. Don't count Phillip Rivers out. Fucking great quarterback. They wouldn't have picked him number 4 if you. Pretty consistent. But hey, I picked KC too. I'm not gonna. But I wouldn't pick KC just because of Patrick Mahomes. The NFC West, the Rams. You have the Rams, the freaking god awful 49ers.
The Seahawks.
The Seahawks. Fuck the Seahawks.
And the Arizona Cardinals.
And the Cardinals, who ended up having the worst record in the NFL last year. I mean, yeah, you can make an argument for the Seahawks, but I don't see that happening. It's Jared Goff. I will say this right now. Jared Goff needs to step up and develop to the next level, or else Seattle will win the division. I'm going to go with the LA Rams just because I think they're the team beat. Tell somebody beats them, they're the team beat. Sarah?
I'm going to go with the Rams.
Okay. Reasons?
I just think that the Rams have the better team. But I think Seattle's a close second in my book.
I mean, the NFC, you could make an argument for, like I said, you could make an argument for Seattle, but I don't know what they have for receiving core. It's just, you can't just rely on, I mean, who's Russell Wilson going to throw to?
They got that DK Metcalf from the draft. He's pretty good.
But that's only one guy, Sarah. You can't rely on just one guy.
Lockett, too.
But do you think he's really that good?
He's pretty decent.
But he shows flashes, but is he consistent though? That's the thing. That's the thing that people just. I mean, yeah, he's wasn't he a first round pick?
Who?
Lockett. I think he was. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I just don't know what Seattle has. And last year, Lockett just wasn't. He wasn't. I mean, he made some plays, but he wasn't consistent.
I think the Niners will be improved.
The Niners can fall off a cliff for all I care. I'm not an NFC. I hate just about every team in the NFC, except for the Packers. I'd rather be an AFC guy than an NFC guy. But that's just me. Niners, they got a ways to go, for sure. They're still a few years away from being contenders.
Cardinals are the worst, though.
Cardinals, they're probably more developed than... They made some moves in free agency, and people didn't even notice.
Well, it's 'cause
Yeah,
last
they
year
got
were 13.
they got Suggs. The Cardinals did.
Okay. But they've made some moves in free agency. And Terrell Suggs is another one of those guys. He's old. It's a great pickup. But is he the answer for the Cardinals? Probably not.
I like the 49er pickup and D Ford.
D Ford? Yeah, whatever, D Ford. I think the Chiefs, anybody that comes from the Chiefs, yes, they had a couple of good players, but I'm going to say this, their defense was fucking rancid because their players suck. That's why the Chiefs' defense was terrible. It wasn't the coaching, it was the fucking players. They are terrible. Terrible. D Ford was probably the best player on their defense. And he didn't look that great. Especially in the AFC Championship game. He fucking got roughshod run all over him. Bobbitt, what about you?
Three things.
Oh, shit.
I don't think the 49ers is going to be, and Cardinals, they're going to have another horrible year. Fuck the Seahawks, and I'm going to go with the Rams.
Okay. It's a long way about it. Heather? She went to check on Wendy. Basement?
I'm gonna say one thing. I'm going with my good friend Sir Cardinals.
You're gonna go, oh my god.
Cardinals and Broncos, baby.
No, he's actually a 49ers guy.
Well, that's not what his name says.
So you're going with the Cardinals?
Yeah, you know, this
realsies?
is my dark horse. I love Suggs.
It's a very dark horse.
Suggs my dick.
Heather, what about you? Super Bowl champs or Super Bowl finalists.
I'm gonna go with the Rams.
You go with the Rams?
Yeah.
Any particular reason? Just because?
They showcased very well last year. Yeah, I think they're gonna continue.
They didn't showcase very well in the Super Bowl, I'll tell you that much.
No, but you know what? They at least got there.
That's true. That's true. Not very many teams can say that they got there.
What teams in the AFC did I not pick?
We didn't. We're only doing one division.
Oh, okay.
And last but not least, I'm just gonna DJ Skinny Penis since he feels the need to show up whenever the fuck he wants. Who are you taking?
Yeah, motherfucker.
No.
I am going with the Rams, motherfucker.
You're gonna go with the Browns?
Real talk.
You're going to go with the Browns?
Rams, motherfucker.
You keep calling me a motherfucker.
Well, it's true.
You missed the goo. Motherfucker.
I am a motherfucker.
What teams did I miss?
Huh?
What teams did I miss?
None.
Okay.
Dude,
I'm just making sure.
what are you here?
No.
I don't know what you're asking.
I'm just making
What
sure.
divisions do you want to do next week for the NFL?
How about we do the NFC North and the AFC North?
That's fine.
Okay. We'll do the NFC North and the AFC North next week. This week, I'll be able to do a little bit more newsies and noteses. And hopefully DJ.
Yeah, I'll keep up with the news and stuff. I'll check my
Well,
Twitter feed.
Preseason. Shut the fuck up, Trek. Fucking DJ Skinny Penis will never be on the show again. Say that one more time. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just in one of those moods today. I'm a wet blanket, if you didn't know. So, does everybody know what a wet blanket is? I know Basement does because he told me I was one.
You the biggest wet blanket I ever met, motherfucker.
That's fucking A right. I forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about?
Preseason. The preseason.
Oh, the preseason, actually. I mean, there was one last week. Oh, let's talk about... Here's all I expect to see out of the preseason is development of players from year 1 to year 2. Because we already know the superstars on the teams, they already have their positions. I want to see the young guys develop, become the players that they were drafted to be. You're going to see some of those rookie free agents come in and step in and make plays, and some of those unsigned free agents become superstars. I've seen it before. Donald Driver being one of them. I remember wasn't he drafted? No, he was drafted. He was in the 7th round. But you get some of the who is Harrison, James Harrison from the fucking Steelers, undrafted, became a superstar. See,
Philip Lindsay from the Broncos, he was undrafted.
Who?
Philip Lindsay, the second-year running back now for the Broncos, he was an undrafted free agent.
Yeah, but he's 195 pounds, 5'8", 195 pounds.
He's good, though.
Didn't they draft a running back?
I'm not sure.
Well, don't get too excited about that kid.
JP hates midgets.
I do.
And short people. And everybody.
But James Harrison is one of the true good undrafted free agency stories.
Yes, he is. Terrell Davis, or even those late round guys like Donald Driver,
Tom Brady,
Terrell Davis. Fuck Tom Brady. Yes, Tom Brady too. Goddamn.
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown is another one. So that's what I'm looking for in preseason. Well,
even T.Y. Hilton, he was a 4th round pick. Look what he's done.
Well, 4th round pick, you're supposed to be making the team your first shot, especially 4th round. 3rd and 4th round are usually your rounds where you get them players. But I'm talking like 6th, 7th round guys here, or unsigned free agents. But I also want to see just overall. I like seeing. I'm personally excited to see what Green Bay brings to the table. Because they have a new head coach. I like the head coach that they have. He's a routes guy, and it will help Aaron Rodgers immensely. I hope.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur. Yeah, he's a good coach.
So that's what I'm hoping to see, but we'll see what the year brings. Next week, like I said, we're going to do the Big 12 and might even do the Big 10 because there's 5 conferences and probably spend half the fucking show talking about the SEC for some fucking reason when it gets to that point. So we'll do the Big 12 and the Big 10, and then we'll do the AFC North and the NFC North, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll do news and notes. Does that sound good for everybody?
That sounds good.
Bobbit, how does that sound to you?
It sounds perfect to me, motherfucker.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, of course it sounds perfect to you, but... Basement, how does that sound to you?
Fucking amazing.
I know, right?
He's our Cooper placement now for a comedian.
Yeah.
Basement.
I mean, I can be as funny as him, but just not as. I have to be in the mood for it. But
Well,
again, I'm going to say this. If you guys want to do the picks like we did last year, Sarah, you're already in there because you're on the team. If you want to do the picks, just DM Heather. Let her know, hey, I want to do it so she can write your name down. And she's probably going to be doing like a spreadsheet or something this year. That's why she's asking now. We won't do predictions until it gets there. I'll tell you what I've seen as far as football goes. I don't know what's on for football really in the upcoming weeks. I know the Packers play on Thursday, I think. I think that's when the games are, Thursday or Friday. But that being said, I'm going to get out of here because I have to work tomorrow. Trying to keep the show under an hour unless somebody else has something that they would like to rant about.
I'm checking to see when your Packers play because I'm gonna check
I'm
it
not
and
worried.
see.
I'll figure that out. I ain't worried about it. Because I'll really probably only watch bits and pieces of it. I'll watch the first string and then probably record the rest. But has anybody got anything they would like to rant about besides Basement, who's probably going to want to fucking stab his eyes out with a fork after listening to me talk about an hour of football?
I'm hard as fuck,
No,
man. I'm not gonna lie.
no, motherfucker. No.
All right, BJ Skinny Penis, go ahead.
No, I ain't got nothing, man. Other than the Chargers gonna go undefeated, motherfucker.
Oh, the Chargers are not going to go undefeated. No team will
Yes,
ever
they
go
are.
undefeated ever again. That never will happen. Oh, Sarah, I never got to ask you, what do you think
Yes, it
about
will.
them switching to an 18-game season? I know we talked about it last week. What do you think about it? Now, that being said, apparently they want to implement a rule where each player can only play 16 games.
That's so dumb.
Right.
It is. It's dumb.
It makes no sense.
It's like you should just do 2 bye weeks if that's the case.
Agreed. But they're trying to add games.
seriously.
And it comes back to my point. They're paying these guys multi-million dollar contracts, and they will only let them play 16 out of 18 games in a season. Makes no sense to me.
Maybe that's because they want to give the backups a try. I don't know. Who knows?
That's what preseason's for.
Yeah, which I think they should just get it down to like 2 games anyways for the preseason.
I agree. And I made this point last week. All right, so let's say the Packers and the Vikings are playing. It's the last game of the season. Aaron Rodgers already played 16 games. And the Packers need to win this game to get into the playoffs. How does that make any fucking sense?
Makes no sense.
It makes absolutely no sense. You want your best players out on the field in situations like that. And if they go to that, that's the dumbest fucking thing the NFL could ever fucking do. You want to, if the only way the NFL can hurt themselves is if they do that. And I said that last week.
I agree.
They're like WWEing it. And I'm not shitting you.
Yep.
The CFL will become the new AEW.
Yes. Finally getting our dues.
I'm just kidding. So,
Somebody wants
with that being said, has anybody got anything else they'd like to add?
No, I think I'm just ready for football season, just the regular season. I can care less about the preseason.
I mean, I don't mind the preseason because it's still baseball season, so they kind of got to let that wind down a little bit.
That's true.
And you still got to, and football is one of those sports where you got to get into the groove of the game. You can't just go out there and do it.
That's true.
I can't wait for the XFL.
Yes, me neither.
No, I'm not gonna watch it.
Actually, I actually do want to fucking see how they do it this year. And we'll actually, somebody asked me that we're actually going to talk about that a little bit more. I am certainly excited to see what they do. They are not going to, and we've already heard this, they are not going to do what they did last time. They are actually bringing in football people to run the game. They're not bringing in, Vince McMahon isn't going to be running it. That is the difference here. Vince McMahon is funding it, but he is not
No, it's
running.
Oliver Luck that's running it. He's
Yes,
the commissioner.
he's the
in chief.
commissioner, and he's a football guy.
Yeah, it's Andrew Luck's dad. So
But I know, what was that football league last year?
the AAF, the Alliance of American Football.
I knew that was going to fail when some of the rules that they had made absolutely no fucking sense.
When the funding was
I
terrible
was
for
the
it,
only one
too.
who was a fan of it.
Well, no, there were fans. I would have enjoyed it and would have thought, well, this could be a good developmental league for the NFL. But they tried to, and this is the NFL's fault, because I think they helped fund it a little bit, but they did not give it enough backing and let them change rules as they go. Like, you have to go for two. There is no kickoff. That kind of takes away from the fucking game. That's not football. You might as well call it tackle ball.
Or CFL.
Or CFL. True. And that's why.
Orlando Apollos forever.
Well, I told you they weren't going to make it to the playoffs.
Hey, they was the champions technically.
You can't say that. You can't say that because they never had a championship game.
Well, they would have if they had funding.
But how do you know? So anyway, soup and fries, horny goat.
I know everything.
So that being said, I'm going to get out of here. I want to thank Sarah for being here. Bobbit, Basement, thanks for joining us. And all I got to say is Montez Ford.
The future.
He's the future. The future of my demise is what it is. Yes, we finished watching. I'm going to tell you right now, and we're going to do a SmackDown review, and it's probably I might do it live because oh my god, that show SmackDown was okay, but Raw last night I wanted to fucking jump off of my balcony. That show sucked.
Yeah, Raw was awful. There was only
Ugh.
2 good parts of it, and that was it.
Terrible.
I fell asleep part of the time through Raw.
As long as I see Rey Mysterio, I'm good. Greatest night ever.
I would have rather have jerked off with sandpaper. I'm going to tell you that much right now. But anyway,
That was probably the highlight was Rey Mysterio and Andrade, and
I thought Sarah was going to say the highlight would have been me jerking off with sandpaper. It's a fucking
and then Goldberg coming out at the end. That was about it.
Oh, fuck. Don't speak of his name. Goldberg, the man who couldn't wrestle in his prime, is gonna wrestle way past his prime.
So we'll talk about that, and we're probably going to be live for that. So be looking out for that on this channel. This also, I am also recording this. This will also, we'll try to get it to Coop so he can put it out on his channel. So that being said, you guys have a great night. I want to thank everybody for joining us, and we will be seeing you next week again for the Big 12, Big 10 predictions, and the AFC North and NFC North predictions. That being said, I want to thank everybody. Have a good night.
You too. Peace.
You gotta go drop a deuce.
Orlando Apollos forever.
You gotta go drop a deuce.
Ooh.